The game you love above them all. Football news, predictions, we have it all. You can watch or listen, that's your call. Just join us on Beyond the Ball.
Hello everyone, welcome to Beyond the Ball. I'm a sad Colly and I'm joined by a sad Big Paddy. Paddy, how are you?
I'm here for my weekly psychology session, please. I need to get a lot off my chest.
Paddy, you're not going to get much sympathy off me because we're both in the same boat this week. A terrible result for Chelsea and Manchester United this week. We are both crying like babies. We both making excuses like babies. But we will talk about the games and we will give our analysis on the games. Paddy, it's going to be a short enough episode this week because there's no football this weekend. Poxy international break is back, so no football this weekend.
Fucking time.
Big time, yeah. So we're going to be looking at the fantasy football. We'll give an update on our Beyond the Ball League. We will be announcing, obviously, the winner of the monthly prize as well. So the September monthly prize, because last time we were on, we didn't get an update, but we now have an update and we have an official winner. And we'll be announcing that soon. And
that
then
means he's photoshopped the shit out of it, so it looks like he won.
Yeah, well, look, maybe I have, maybe I haven't, who knows? And then we're going to give our thoughts on the game. So the United and Chelsea game. Make sure if you are listening or you are watching, make sure you hit follow, make sure you subscribe, give us an old thumbs up as well. If you're watching right now, hit the thumbs up. I want to see the thumbs up button going up. Right, Paddy, we're going to jump into the fantasy football. Paddy, you may notice I sound a little bit different. I'm a little bit hoarse still. I was out on the weekend, and we'll say less about that. Right, Paddy, pulling up the league here. Here we go. A poor performance this week from me. I think it's the first week I've actually scored below the average points. So not great. Overall rank is still I'm still within the top fucking 350,000, which I think is pretty good. Just 10 million people.
I'd say a lot of people had a bad week this week.
Yeah, like the average is 46. Like that's not a great average, really, is it?
Yeah.
I had Flecken in goal. He got me 2 points. I had Gabriel. I had Romero, who got me 1 point. Gabriel got me 2. I had Dallo, who actually got me 6 because of the snooze fest. I have Luis Diaz, who I'm thinking about taking out now. And Buemo, again, 8 points. Good performer, so I'd be leaving him in. Midweki, I was thinking of taking him out as well, but he got me 10 points. So I don't know. I'll have to reassess the situation with him. May take him out. I just don't know. But he's a try hard.
He gets the points.
I know. I don't know. I might take him out, but I want to try to get Cole Palmer in. Mo Salah got me 3. Haaland is captain. That's twice in a row now. I think I got 2 or 4 points with him last week, and then 2 and 4 points with him this week. So I don't know. Like everybody's afraid to not pick Haaland as captain, but I think people are going to start
okay. So if you didn't pick Haaland, who would have been your second choice?
It probably would have been Nicholas Jackson, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, there you go. We wouldn't have got you better. So yeah.
Yeah, so if I'm being honest, it probably would have been Nicholas Jackson. Like I could have easily just said Midweki there, but I would have probably chose Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson got me 2, and then Vardy, who I brought in, and I was going to bring in the lap of fucking Ipswich, and he scored, and I brought in Vardy instead, thinking he'd get a goal, but he didn't. So, horseshit. I'm still third in the old Beyond the Ball League, which is good. So let's get away from that real quick, so we don't spoil who's top. Paddy, you're sitting in 39th anyway. Just to let everybody know. And speaking of 39, how many points do you get this week, Paddy?
39.
Yeah,
but that's and I had 3 transfers. I tried to shake things up, so I would have had 47. But
yeah, okay.
So it would have been above average without those.
Well,
so again, 6 points. Done a good job. That was done a good job. Konza shit. Mazraoui, yeah, wasn't didn't do anything special for me. Romero, nothing great. Luis Diaz came out this week. I took him out already. You said you were thinking about it. He's gone.
Ooh.
I brought in Palmer, Medvecki.
Oh,
Got me a few
yeah.
points there on Chelsea. Rashford, fucking dog shit. Haaland, dog shit. Hoyland, dog shit. Haaland, Hoyland, the Wish, Haaland, dog shit, and Solanke, dog shit. And then the
Paddy, I think Konza is after getting injured now in like the 14th minute or something like that. So you might be forced to make a sub with him.
Yeah. No, I will. Yeah. Well, I think it's at 75% chance of playing. I'll wait till closer to the.
You've got fucking a whole week. Yeah.
But that's nothing too spectacular. But again, because of those transfers, I actually would have done better than you this week.
Yeah, well, look, like I said, if me aunt had fucking balls, she'd be me uncle, but she doesn't, so she's not. Top of the league here is Aaron Gray, who has returned to the top. 58 points this week, 503 points total, so he's doing quite well. In second place is Adam McDonald with 488, so if I'm not mistaken, that's about 15 points behind. Is
there any way we can find out who has the most points in the world and what the points are?
Yes, we can indeed. So we'll check that now in 1 sec. I'm in third position with Bowley's Little Boys, 466. So I'm about 47 off the top. King Costello was in fourth. Avunk Uzun is in fifth. Lorna Gray is sixth. Derek Hennessy is seventh. Adam Kilder is eighth. Alongside Luke Walsh, who was also eighth. Stephen Kerwin, who we work with.
Those trays. I like that.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. And Harry O'Sullivan is 10th as well. So people starting to climb up the table. I'm seeing a lot of green arrows coming up. So people are starting to find their form. A lot of red as well. So all the people that were up the top are now struggling. I noticed one there, Andy McNulty in 20th. I believe he was top 5 at one stage, wasn't he?
Yeah, 28 bad week as well. Very bad week.
Yeah.
Maybe he forgot to make a couple of transfers or something.
Also, Paddy, I am going to be announcing right now. I'm going to be revealing the winner of the September.
Drum roll.
We do need a drum roll, please. McDonald. So Adam McDonald it's not McDonald. McDonald has won the September €20 monthly prize. FYI, he's already been sent the money. The money is in his account. I made contact with him and we had a conversation. So Adam has already received his money, and yeah, that's it. So again,
sent in some sort of video message to the pod to say thanks.
Should have held him ransom to it actually and said should have done that. Yeah, from now on, I think we need to get everybody to send in a video saying Beyond the Ball is the best podcast in the world. Yeah, and go listen to it. I think that's a great idea.
And let them get the €20 in a lot of 1 cent coins and roll around the bed in their nude in the video. Yeah.
Okay, well, fair enough. I'm all for that. Great content there. So yeah, Adam has received his money. I sent it to him via Revolut because that's how he paid me. And don't get confused. This money is not coming out of the total prize. So there's still €1,000 in the pot. That's it, Paddy. You want to have a look at the overall?
Yeah, who was the so our top one had 503 points.
Yeah.
What does the total in the top in the whole world have?
602 points is top.
So only 101 off.
Not a lot. Not really a lot in the grand scheme of things. 503. That's probably still a way away, but it's probably in the top fucking 5,000 anyway. Let's actually just have a quick look, Paddy, and let's see where he is ranked. He's 18,000, which is very good. 10 million, 10.5 million. Jesus, that's good going. But unfortunately, Paddy, he is a Liverpool fan, so my spider thing. What do they call it? My Spidey fucking. That's the one. Spidey senses. Spidey senses are telling me that whatever. At this stage, who gives a fuck about me Spidey senses? I mean, my Spidey senses are telling me that he's gonna bottle it and he's gonna drop off.
And I wonder his name is Aaron Gray, and I wonder if it's on purpose that he made his kit all grey.
Ooh, that looks like a that's I don't think
It's a
so.
reach, isn't it?
That's
Bit of a
actually not
stretch.
him. Oh, it is him, is it? Yeah, it is him. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Right, that's it.
But he's got way
Fantasy
too much
football
airtime on this
is done.
podcast.
Yeah,
Right.
we're just trying to fill the gaps now at this stage. So, Paddy, unfortunately, I don't want to do it, but we have to go in to the fantasy or the football review. What is wrong with me? What a load of bollocks this is, by the way. We're going to be talking about the Villa match and the United match and the Chelsea match and the Forest match, and neither of us want to do this, but we have to do this. Paddy, we're starting off with Villa and Manchester United 0-0. What happened? Full assessment. Give me your thoughts on the manager and his position and his security, his job security at the moment.
His job is on the line right now. This game was an absolute snooze fest. Other than Bruno Fernandes hitting the crossbar, this game was just like a null and void. The signings we made, we had to start with Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire. And then Harry Maguire goes off, and now he's injured. And now everyone's kind of like, oh no, Harry Maguire's injured. And last season, he was the worst fucking player in the world. Like United are just an absolute and our fucking joke of a fucking club. I swear to God, it's unreal. Because we've went through so many managers, I'm kind of sitting back, and I have always been like, stick with the manager this time, stick with the manager. But I'm looking around at all the top clubs around Europe, and I'm thinking to myself, would any of them, not just this season, so the lowest points total after 7 games in the history of Manchester United in the Premier League, but they're only worse than last season's total, which was 8 points.
Yeah,
the same number of games.
That, yeah.
So, look, I'm really starting to think now that look, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but they should have made a change over the summer, and they should have backed whoever the new manager was, rather than giving Ten Hag that money, because I can't see how it's going to work out. There's no discernible way of playing. 14th in the league. It's like the goals can say, okay, he's talking about the week, and then even when he's coming out after the match, oh, that's 4 clean sheets now this season. Like we're definitely going in the right direction. Yeah, if he'd only took over the club from Ralph Ragnick, and this was his first games, you'd say, okay, we were in a really, really bad position. This is his 3rd season now, and he's still talking about going in the right direction with this club. And there's no clear way that we're playing a game of football. Nobody knows how we're going to show up or what way we're going to show up. And now even what should be our best players aren't performing either. And it's the same what happened with every other manager at United. Maybe this is just the fact that Ten Hag was brought in before the Ineos and new management structure was put in place, and they probably should have brought in their own man when they came in.
Do you think I've seen reports of Tuchel coming in? I personally think Tuchel would suit Manchester United. He's a great manager. Do you think that type of thing is what United need at this moment in time?
I don't know what United need at the moment, to be honest. Like whatever they get. You see, the only thing about Tuchel is it wouldn't be a long-term appointment. It would be.
No, I think, Paddy, I'm being genuine here. I think United need to get this thing out of their head with the long-term project and the long-term manager, because it just genuinely doesn't exist anymore. It's such it's just like, I know, but what I was going to say is it only exists if your team is extremely successful. And I know you're going to say, oh, it'll take a while for a club to be successful, but I think that manager needs to hit the ground running, and I think they need to win something within their first 2 years for it to potentially turn into that thing.
And Hag won 2 trophies.
Yeah, but look, they're FA Cups, they're cup trophies. They're not really, they're not leagues. They weren't challenging for leagues. Like, they weren't in the Champions League, getting far in Champions Leagues. That's the type of stuff I want to see. Like, I would rather my team probably not win an FA Cup and get into the Champions League.
Yeah,
I know.
Absolutely, and be progressing up that league. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because anything can happen in a knockout game. We saw in the FA Cup last year, we nearly got knocked out by Coventry on penalties
Exactly. Yeah,
in the
exactly.
semi-final. So
Yeah.
that's how poor we were as well. We were winning 3-0. They came back 3-all, and then it was like they nearly won it in the end, only for like a minute offside decision.
Yeah, it was very
And it's
tight.
these fine margins then. And then we show up against City and we have the best game probably under Ten Hag. But then you
Yeah.
think, okay, something's coming now. And then this season, we've been just absolute dirt.
It's sad to see United, who are such a dominant club over the years, just get into this situation, and it's almost bad for the league. I think it's almost bad for the league having United down like that, because do you know what, right? And I'm not having to dig at any of the United fans that I take the piss out of, but the lack of banter I get with Manchester United fans now is shocking, because they just don't want to hear it, and they're fed
This
up
is
with it.
how bad it's gotten when you've got someone like you. Like, no offense to you, but the biggest wind-up merchant I know actually sincerely saying it's sad watching United. That's how bad it's gotten.
I
That
know.
people are starting to feel sorry for us now, like we're a sick dog or something.
I mean, it's not like Chelsea weren't right there alongside us last season, and I got fucking zero sympathy from anybody over it. And you know what? Look at us now, riding high and fort, and I'm fucking gloating like fuck. But I want you as kind of up there around 10th, so I can take the piss. 14th is just embarrassing, but 10th I can deal with. I can give you a stick, because you're not miles off it. Like,
you can look at, like, so I look at, say, the likes of Liverpool when they didn't win anything for 20 odd years and stuff. This is totally different with United, because United have spent money. Liverpool didn't have money during all those years either. So this is just the worst type of management of a club that you could ever see, because billions, not millions, billions have been spent on this squad since Alex Ferguson left. And like, again, there's it doesn't look like there's a team there. It looks like a load of individuals.
It looks like a fucking Sunday team. Paddy, what I would say is, right, and we're talking about like the time Ten Hag has left, and like, even if he's going to be sacked, because there's no guarantee he's going to be sacked. I do know there was a discussion, apparently a meeting being held today to discuss his future. Like, if you look at that league table, right, yeah, you're sitting 14th, right, and it looks dreadful. You're only 6 points off getting to top 4. So if you leave it too long, you get to the point where it's 10, 12 points, and then it's really, you're really up shit's creek then. But like, 6 points is retrievable. Do you know what I mean? Over the course of a season, like, all them points are definitely retrievable. But if you're just dragging on too long with a manager that just shouldn't be there, you shoot yourself in the foot. And I think that's where Roman Abramovich was great, because he was so ruthless with decisions like that, and he chopped them straight away. And I think that's what United need to do. I know, and Paddy, I know you went back to Pep and Klopp there, but this long-term manager is a dream that every club has, and it only happens to one or two teams in the league to get really long-term. Like, and it's either a team that's not really doing great, but aren't doing terrible and aren't expected to do great. Like the likes of, say, like Moyes when he was at Everton and stuff like that. Like, they were never expected to win the league, but like, they were always expected not to get relegated. And he kind of got them up to 5th, 6th, 7th position. Like, and that's why he was so long-term there, because he was nearly overachieving at that team. You'd have to get a manager to go in for United, and he'd have to win the league within 2 or 3 years, and then you'd have to repeat it over the next 2 or 3 years for it to be a long-term
ask yourself, why have none of the top managers that have come in been able to do it? I think there's something about United and the size of the club and the amount of scrutiny they get. I think it's unlike any other club for any other manager. Like, the way I've seen the press with Ten Hag for the last 6 months is like nothing I've ever seen for any manager before in my life. I've seen managers being asked, but every single interview is, "Are you getting the sack? Are you getting the sack? Are you getting the sack?"
And rightly so. As far as
but from last season, like, and it just, I just think, and the amount, because United had so much success up to 2013 with this, magical squad that Ferguson rebuilt and again and again and again. You have so many pundits now, so many Manchester United experts that keep reminding the current players and coaching staff of how good they were and how much the current United players are underperforming. It's like no other team you see out there. Like even when Chelsea were underperforming last season, you didn't have 20 pundits in all the different TV channels saying Chelsea are doing really bad. That has to affect the morale of the squad, the confidence of the squad, go around the fan base, because these carry a lot of weight, these players.
Yeah. Well, I would say two things on that, right? What you're saying about like the pundits and stuff having their say, they're like, well, let's call it a spade. Gary Neville and Roy Keane are two of the biggest ones that are going to be slating United. That right there is a clippable comment, so they can say that. And you know what Sky Sports love? They're a media company. They want views, they want clicks, they want advertisement, and that is what's going to bring them in. I don't think, like, if they went up to Gary Neville and said, I want you to say fucking terrible things about Gary Neville. If Gary Neville says, I'm not going to fucking say anything bad about this club, I love this club, it's like, well, what fucking use are you to us? We need controversy to create stories. We need pressure. We need to build this type of thing for us to get views and likes to an extent, because they're not going to do it when it's unnecessary, but they're going to ask them to be a little bit extra harsh on them.
The fuel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you're gonna let us do it, we're gonna really go to the cleaners on it, and that's what I said. And then the second point on that is it not a little bit of a cop out, like, to use that as an excuse sometimes?
I'm not saying it's the whole excuse, but I'm saying it must affect the players and the coaching staff in terms of the noise coming in and around the club. I'm not saying it's but
it never affected like them when they were successful. Do you know what I mean? And I know they weren't getting the scrutiny and stuff.
But it wouldn't have happened. No, you see, but this is what happens. A new manager comes in, there's a lift, the scrutiny stops. Even the pundits say, okay, we'll give them a bit of time. We get a bump, we get a good run of performances, we win something, and then things start going down a little bit. And as soon as they start going down, the criticism starts. And that's fine. Everybody gets criticism. But I'm just saying the amount of Manchester United legends, pundits that are out there feeding into this mantra of, that's it, they're finished, they're done, it's over, that was so bad, it wasn't like back in our day, blah, 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 blah. I think it has an effect on the club. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is. Well, I mean, if you look at the evidence that's there in front of you, it has to be affecting them, because they're sitting in fucking 14th position right now. But like we said, Paddy, you're saying there, you get this new manager in, you get this little boost, you get this like new lease of life nearly almost in the squad. All these players that were not really getting looked at are now, they've got a new chance now to prove a new manager that they should be the guy that's going to be the next man to step up and really be the person. And that's where I think getting new managers really is fresh for the club. Like,
and I think you're right as well. And it's because they've got this new management structure in, obviously, with well, look, we know them all that they've got in now, but these have been brought in now to decide that United will have a style of play, and they will sign the players to fit that style of play. And then the coach comes in to implement that style of play. And as you said, Tuchel is a good man manager, so he'd come in and implement that style of play. But for what you're saying there, so why do we need Ten Hag to stay on for years and years and years underperforming, when realistically the new management structure are the ones that are taking a lot of responsibility away from him, and he is just the coach on the pitch? And if he is coach on the pitch, getting the players to play in a certain way, well, then he's doing a horrifically bad job, because we do not have a discernible way of playing football. And that is his primary role as a coach.
Yeah. And one thing I would say as well is, and look, I saw it at Chelsea when Bowley came in straight away, and it does take a season or two to kind of get that little bit of a structure. But what I don't like is, I don't like a one-dimensional manager where, this is your style of play, but you're not switching it up when it needs to be switched up. And I understand the style of play, and you want to, like everybody wants to play sexy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone wants to play sexy football. Everybody wants to score loads of goals. But if you can't defend in the times, if you can't, I love what Pep says, you have to suffer. If you can't get through the moments of suffering in a match, how would you ever expect to win anything?
Yeah,
And that's what I like. I just it does take time, but I just think get rid of Ten Hag. This is my overall thought on it. Get rid of Ten Hag, get Thomas Tuchel in, new lease of life for a lot of the players. And
I don't know about Tuchel. I think I'd like, I suppose ideally I'd probably have 3 before him, 2 before him definitely. I'd
Right.
have Pochettino
yeah.
or Mourinho in before him.
Yeah, it's interesting. What about Zidane? Now, I know we could say Zidane, no, he was at Real Madrid, but he did win a lot. He managed the egos. People seem to really like him. I know an interview with Eden Hazard, he said that he really liked Zidane. So why not Zidane? Why is that seems to be the consensus among the United fans that they don't want Zidane in there?
Because he was managed one of the best squads that were ever created. That was ever there, and he won with those.
He was able to manage them, though.
He won a lot, and that's great. But momentum, yourself, confidence and momentum carries you a long way in football. And when they're winning as much as they were winning, as a coach, it's an easier job than say you're coming into Manchester United and you're trying to pick all those players up off the floor and get any momentum going.
Yeah.
Now, whether he can or can't do that, and it's not that I'm saying he can't do it, it's just we haven't seen him in that type of situation, so it's too much of a risk, I think. That's what.
But I think you need to take the risk. And Chelsea, now in fairness, Chelsea have done it over the years with the likes of Villas-Boas and fucking a couple of others. I'm not even gonna fucking bother naming, but it didn't work, and they were quick to chop it down. But Paddy, like you're saying there, it's not that he hasn't been like he managed the best squad in the world, let's call it, because they won whatever amount of Champions League, 5 Champions Leagues or something, fucking 7 years, whatever stupid it was. But you could say that you've kind of said that you want Poch in there as well, and I don't blame you. Poch is a great manager, but he failed to do that with Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar at PSG. So I mean, you can have the greatest squad in the world, and look at them 3 players, the 3 of the best players that were around, and he failed to win the league.
3 forward players. It's getting the ball to them and then dealing with those 3. I don't think that was a great team. They had great individuals.
I think, to be honest, the great individuals, but then I'm like, okay, so maybe Poch didn't get them to play as a team, or what? Like, you know,
no manager was able to.
Yeah, no, they've been the biggest underachievers in.
Considering the squads and the players that they've had, they definitely have. And like, if somebody else had done it with them and Poch wasn't able to, I'd say, oh no, you're right, but nobody has been able to do it with PSG.
Yeah, that's fair. So Paddy, you're sitting in 14th position with 8 points. Again, 5th position and 4th position with Chelsea is only 6 points ahead. So I think it's well retrievable if you can do things quickly, get managers. You have another week now. I think the discussion will be had, and that's right. Who's available?
Tomorrow.
Who's realistic? Who's gonna want to come to us? Because if they were active in the summer looking at managers, who have they already spoke to? Have they spoke to Zidane? Have they spoke to Poch? Did they ever contact Mourinho again? And they need to reassess whether they would actually be interested in coming back to the team. So it's an interesting one.
-3 goal difference.
It's not good. Yeah, it's really bad. Have you anything else from the match that you want to cover?
No, there's not much to cover really. It wasn't a great match.
Okay, Paddy, unfortunately now I have to fucking piss and moan about Chelsea. Chelsea won, Forest won. What I would say about this game is it was actually quite an entertaining game. Chelsea were up against 10 men for the last 20 minutes or so. I think he was Ward-Prowse was sent off in the 78th minute, but there was 13 minutes added time because there was an injury to someone. Chelsea should have won this game. Plenty of chances. And what I would say is the Forest goalkeeper made 2 of the best saves I've ever seen. But no, that's a lie. Sorry, I'm over-exaggerating that. 2 really good saves. Not the best saves ever, but that was just me trying to be dramatic. But no, 2 very good saves from Cole Palmer. Palmer with a fucking Dennis Bergkamp-esque touch around the defender, shoots his right foot and he saves it up high. And then when you see the rebound coming out perfect height from him, I would have thought, he's going to bury it, but keeper saves it again. So Chelsea just couldn't score. They put the pressure on, couldn't score in the last minute. Sanchez also had to make some really good saves, which he was not usually doing. Played very well in that game and saved us at times. So credit to him, because I usually am his biggest critic. But overall, we should have won it. We didn't win it. It happens. We just go on for it. I think you're mute. I can't hear you. Your sound has just gone off there.
Okay, are we there? Are we back?
Yeah, there you are. There we're back. We're back.
I don't know why that's done that.
I knew you were just talking shit.
This is the Forest side that got a result in Anfield.
Yeah, they're actually not a bad team. They've got some very good players. Like, they've got Morgan Gibbs White. They've got fucking Hudson Odoi. They've a couple of really good players that like are playing well together. Yeah. Very impressive. Like, like currently sitting in 10th. Yeah, sitting in 10th position at the moment, with a +1 goal difference, which is good for them. So, yeah, I mean,
look, I'd say at the start of the season, if I had said to you after when we get to the second international break, you'll be in 4th spot. Would you take that?
You would have snapped your hand off.
Exactly.
Bit your hand off compared to last season, and with what I thought was going to happen with the team with Maresca there. Not that I ever really like. I'm not saying that I doubted him, because I did doubt him, because I just didn't think getting rid of Poch was the best decision. But I thought we were going to take some steps backwards because we were playing really well at the end of last season, and when we sacked Poch, I was really unhappy about it, and I just thought it was going to be another couple of steps backwards. But they've kicked on. They're scoring goals. I've liked that Maresca's come out and he's actually just gone, I have 2 players in this position, and he names them. He goes, I have 2 players in this position, names them, 2 players in this position, and there's 8 players covered already. And I'm just like, right, this is great, because all these attacking players, everyone's like, oh, where are they going to play? And it just takes that out. And whereas like, oh, you have to keep everybody happy, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, like, if that player in that position is performing, he leaves him in because he deserves to be there until proven otherwise. And it's good. Like, it's almost like he's taking the pressure off himself by doing that. And it's great. I do doubt us at the back defensively. I think we're a little bit weak still. The likes of Colwell, I just don't see it. Like, he's very slow on the ball. His tackling, made a good tackle, actually, a good block. Probably a game-saving block towards the end of the game. But I think he's going to get caught out against a better team. And I'd rather see, I think I say it every week, Paddy, I'd rather see Tossin in there. Obviously the player and not the action, but whatever. But yeah, no, other than that, Paddy, I mean, I've not got much else to cover on the game. Like,
no. Yeah, like I wouldn't be that disappointed as far as Chelsea, considering all the other, like, if you're not like looking at the United match in isolation, if United had been doing well and then got that draw against Villa, it would have been an okay result. But yeah, one last thing on the United result actually was that Rashford was very lucky not to get sent off as well. And considering Bruno Fernandes with 2 previous games, and now Rashford, I think it's just a clear sign that the players are very, very frustrated with the tactics that they're playing with.
Can I quote something that I said? Possibly was it last week, Paddy, when we were ending the podcast? Do you remember this one? You know what I'm going to say about Bruno Fernandes? I don't see what he does for United.
No, well, I still don't agree.
He's played 2 games since, and he's been sent off twice.
I'd like to see you show me any player in Chelsea for the same amount of time that Bruno Fernandes has been there that has a better return in terms of assists and goals.
Lampard.
No, in the time that Bruno Fernandes has been there.
Oh, whatever. No,
yeah, you see, he can't now.
Yeah, but I mean, he was the only one that was doing it for you for a while. He's
dog shit.
He's shit now.
Go away.
No, he is good. But I was chatting to a United fan when I was out on Saturday, and he reckons like Bruno is very good, but he needs the team to perform around him. Now, look, we could say that about everybody, but like it's essential for him to have the team performing around them. Obviously feeding balls, getting into the box, getting onto the end, making the runs where he can play it to them. So yeah, look, I mean, it's obviously it's like a Michael Owen statement, to be honest with you, because obviously everybody needs the whole team to be playing well. Do you know what I mean? I'm actually going to pull him up on that, to be honest. But Paddy, I don't have anything else to cover on any of the games. I'm happy enough to end it there if you are.
Yeah.
The
next time we're speaking, or we're on next week, but we'll be previewing the game that I'm going to be at. I'm going to be at the Brentford game.
Excellent. You might have a new manager by then. Well, you might have no manager. You might have Van Nessel, right? Yeah, you might have Van Nessel.
Rude might be the man to step in.
Yeah, rude Van Nistelrooy. That's what I was saying. So I do think, Paddy, we have the majority of our comment in there from Kojo Agyedam. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Pat.
I do think that we have the majority of our defense picked for our ultimate team. We've got our goalkeeper picked. We still are yet to release your defender. Oh, sorry.
Defensive.
Yeah, your defenses, your center backs. So we know who they are. You've picked them. It'll be released probably. Might do it tomorrow. Might release it tomorrow, and then we will also be releasing our start bench cell on Spotify for anybody that doesn't have the time to go to YouTube. You can listen to it. You can stick it on your, if you're going for a jog, going to the gym, stick it on your Spotify, and you can listen to it on Spotify and Apple. So, yeah. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you
now
hit
because
like.
of YouTube Music, you can listen to it like a podcast on YouTube as well.
It's fucking sexy. That is sexy.
Options
That's sexy
they have.
information that I didn't even know. And that's it, Paddy, I think. And then we're going to be moving on to our midfielder. So the team is starting to look up. I think what we might do next week is we might have a little graphic here and show each other what's been picked so far and see how it looks.
Can I change my left back decision?
Oh, because you got abuse online about it, is it?
No, I didn't get any abuse online. I just have been thinking about it, and I picked Everett, but I want to pick Dennis Irwin.
He's back. You're stuck with it. You picked it. It's done. The decision has been made.
Oh, it's not. I didn't get tattooed on me.
The decision is made, buddy. The decision is made. Otherwise, it's null and void. Like nothing happens.
You're just afraid because you know if Dennis Irwin's there, my left back.
No.
It is. That's all it is.
Unfortunately, Paddy. No, that's the way it is, and that's the way it's going to stay. Paddy will be back next week, possibly the same time. Are we talking the same time?
Same time, same place.
Same time, same place here, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you follow us on TikTok. That's somebody following us right now.
Follow us on everywhere. Follow me down the road. Follow me. Yeah.
Follow me into the bathroom if you dare.
Whoa.
Sorry. It could be a step too far there. Right, Paddy, we're ending it there. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. See everybody then.
Bye.